Hey, what's up guys, Tommy14 here and welcome to another F1 2016 video, and this one is going to be the very first career mode of mine on F1 2016. Now, I haven't built it up, I don't know why I was going to say that. I showed a trailer of the team I was going to race with, as you know is Renault by now. So we're going to go career, we're going to customise the weekend. It's going to be practice session medium, 45 minutes, 30 minutes. We're going to do short qualifying and a 50% race. I feel that's probably going to be the best for me personally. Also the setup of the video will be a little bit different, so I'll probably cut a lot of I probably won't even show practice. I might show what I'm doing in practice for the first episode, or maybe the first couple, and then afterwards I'll just show you afterwards where the R&D's got with the car. But we're also, now this is something I'm going to try for the very first race, because I know Australia quite well. I'm going to go on Ultimate. I've heard a lot about how difficult the Ultimate AI is, so I thought I'm going to give it the Ultimate test. So let's go Ultimate. Let's give it a goddamn good go, shall we? So, avatar, let's create, well, not create, let's pick an avatar that looks most like us. Face reveal? Question mark. Yeah, it doesn't really look like us, but let's go with that one. That's probably the one I can relate to most. Helmet. It's not the one I can relate to most at all. Don't know why I said that. It's got some pretty cool... Oh, career boost helmet. There we go. White and blue. Sorted. There we go. So this is our character. Tom Brown from Great Britain is that avatar with that helmet. I like that. Except it took long enough. Now I need to choose a team. And as you guys know, that team is Renault. So, expected to win the championship in 4+ seasons. God damn, this is going to take a while then. Teammate, we want Kevin Magnussen for the best possible. I just feel like Kevin Magnussen is probably the best teammate out of Palmer and himself. So, let's start our F1 2016 career mode. Now here we go. This is interesting for our tyre allocation for the weekend. You know what? I'm going to go bold here. I'm going to go aggressive, I think. I'm going to take one more set of the softer tyre. Just because I feel like the Renault might need it. And just to show you, all assists off. I have got manual and suggested, but whatever. Official. Okay, let's just start the session. There we are. Thank you for that, Anthony Davidson. So, we've got track acclimatisation, tyre management, qualifying pace, team objectives. Okay, so we can't do those, obviously. We can do the qualifying pace, the tyre management, and the track acclimatisation. I feel... oh, God, we're going to have to give them a go with the Renault, because it's going to be tough to get this car without, to championship without doing these. So, let's go ahead and do track acclimatisation. See, what the hell, let's give it a go. It looks easy from what I've seen from people do, but this is the first time I've ever played an F1 game with no assists and no racing lines, so this is probably going to be absolutely dog for me, and I've not driven the Renault either. Now, I thought I'd use this time doing the track acclimatisation to just tell you a little bit about the practice session and just these free practice sort of challenges, I guess you like, to earn your points. They're pretty good, obviously. I mean, they're good to get you the points, obviously, for the lower cars. You need to develop as much as you can to try, if you even want to contemplate getting World Championship. Track acclimatisation, for me personally, with no assists and no racing line for the first time ever, it was actually harder than I thought it was, but I did get used to it pretty quickly with the Renault, as you'll see now, but wasn't the easiest car. Fernando Alonso there, getting in the way of our practice session, so that was great. He got he sort of ruined our flow a little bit for the rest of the track in his McLaren Honda. Now, the other thing I will say is the track acclimatisation was very good. The other two sort of a little bit more dodgy, I think. The tyre wear test is, that was manageable. I was able to get through that, as you can see now. But that was pretty challenging, to be fair. Whether it's just because it was the lower car and it was a Renault, I don't know. But the qualifying time for me was absolutely horrible. And I decided mid-session to put the racing line on because, if I'm honest, guys, I haven't really got all the time to bother with learning where the braking zones are and everything. So, I just pick this game up now and then and just play it basically. So also, you guys want to see good racing, you want to see me at my best, so that's exactly what I thought I'd do. Bollocks! Oh, I ain't gonna do this. Not with this car. Nah, we ain't doing this. I'm not even gonna try with that. So we've just done the practice session after FP1. We've got 610 resource points to use, and I'm not gonna lie, the car felt absolutely awful. I didn't quite expect the Renault to be that bad. I expected it to be bad, but when people were saying bottom 3, I thought that was an exaggerate. No, it's really bad. So we've got engine power, we've got fuel, which I'm not really bothered about, we've got chassis weight, we've got downforce, and we've got barge boards. Now, downforce didn't seem too shabby on the Renault, I guess. Like, I could get but the engine power was definitely lacking. The car did feel heavy, but for bang for your buck, I think probably chassis weight's probably the best. So we're going to select that one, I think. Develop that. Yep, 500 points. So here we are in FP2, and I'm probably going to not record this at all and just do it. Like, I'll just do FP2 and then come back to you afterwards and just let you know how it's got on, because it's not the most captivating for a video, to be honest. It's good to do these practice sessions. I enjoy doing them, but I imagine to watch, and especially with me trying to actually focus and not commentate, it's probably not going to be great, I'd imagine. So I'll just recap at the end of them and let you know how they go. The qualifying I cannot do in this car. So the qualifying pace is just not existent. So I'm going to give that a go now, and I'll get back to you afterwards. Okay, so FP2 didn't go brilliantly. I ended up crashing out in FP2. So yeah, we only got 11 resource points for FP2, which, you know, that shows you do get points for just skipping them, but you don't get a fat lot. So it's actually really worth doing these practice sessions. So yeah, not a great FP2. We're going to go FP3 on Saturday anyway, and let's give that a go, see if that's any better. I like the loading times. Like, that's brilliant, how we haven't got to sit through a menu to actually do that. And we're going to try setups as well, because the default setup is an absolute dog. Oh, just can't be arsed. Not gonna lie, I just cannot be arsed with this car at the minute. Sorry, I just cannot be arsed, Renault. Oh, here we go. Brilliant, my teammate. It'll be my teammate. Yeah, there we are, what a surprise. My teammate, Mag. Hello, Mag. Let's have Bro Mag. Oh, listen to voice mode, I guess. Could you not have just told me that when you was there in front of me? I guess not. But anyway, let's open up the laptop. I heard someone, like, I was watching a video, I heard someone complain that everything's done through the laptop and that's an issue. I don't really see how that's an issue, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think what we're going to do for qualifying is I'll just show you my fastest lap. But basically, that's all I'll do in the video. I'll just end up showing you my fastest lap. And yeah, from now on it'll probably be post-com, because I want to focus for qualifying of the race. So I'll hand it over to post-com Tom. Hello one and all, welcome to qualifying. I can't believe I've just done that. Hello, welcome to qualifying anyway in our Renault. So this is going to be the first qualifying session we've done in this Renault on career mode on F1 2016 on Ultimate AI. So I don't really know what to expect. I didn't really know what to do going into the session, to be honest. I felt like a proper rookie with this, which is actually something I quite like. I mean, you have all the YouTubers uploading currently, well, not all of them, but a few, that have had beta tests of this game and whatnot. And literally, I just feel like a rookie that hasn't even done pre-season testing. So for me, this is actually pretty cool. It was such a challenge, and whether that's because the Ultimate AI, whether I'm just new to the game, or whether it's because I'm in a Renault, to be honest, you know, either those three things could be a factor as to why I absolutely loved doing this race in particular and this qualifying session. But as you can see, I mentioned that I put the racing line on just because I wanted to get comfy, to be honest, with this career. But if I end up not needing it later on, then I'll turn it off. But as you can see, didn't do us much good. We crashed out of qualifying, and that means we start P22. Let's have a look at a replay here. So we're just in the overhead cam, and now we're coming through the middle sector. It doesn't even look that fast because the Renault's just such a poor car, and as you can see, just mounting too much curb, trying to gain some time, and just hit into the wall on the side. Front left tyre comes off, and that's us out of qualifying. So here we are then, the start of the F1 2016 career mode with Renault, round Melbourne, 16 corners, 2 DRS zones, 5.3 kilometres, max speed 330 kilometres an hour, and this is going to be a good race, I so hope. Us down in P22 with Ultimate AI, Valtteri Bottas having a pretty poor qualifying down in 16th position, so hopefully we can have a good race. Sebastian Vettel for Ferrari managed to get on pole in the new season, so it's pretty good for them, with Nico Hülkenberg also having a fairly decent qualifying, I believe, but I think we're going to get some team radio.
Okay, Tom, we know this is your first race. Had a pretty poor qualifying. Just make sure you enjoy it out there.
So here we are, lined up on the grid for our very first race in the 2016 season, driving as ourselves finally in the Renault, but it's lights out and away we go, and we get a pretty decent first start for manual starts. As we can see, we get past Felipe Nasr, who had a shocker of a start, almost getting past Rio Haryanto there, but just with the Mercedes engine, just managed to pull it away with the later torque. But we're up into P17 now. The team want us to finish in P19, so the objectives really aren't that hard for the Renault team particularly, although it is a pretty poor car. So we do need to make up as many positions as we can here. Trying to go round the outside of Nico Hülkenberg in the Force India. So Force India down in 14th and 15th position respectively for Perez and Hülkenberg. And now Bottas behind us has managed to squeeze past Hülkenberg as we go up the inside of Perez for a pretty crucial move there, as we have slight contact with him. And we have to avoid the back of our teammate Kevin Magnussen there. For some reason the field all breaking through that right-hander there. But are we going to have a look up the inside? No, we think better of it. We are teammates. The very first race, Renault having a pretty difficult pre-season testing with a pretty difficult car, so we both need to bring this car home. And if we can find any points, as Bottas just squeezing us right on the outside there. Well, not really squeezing us, but somehow we both made contact, but just both of our cars come together. And as you can see, our teammate Magnussen has started to get away just a little bit because of that incident, and that is who we're racing throughout this season, Kevin Magnussen, and we're both we're both fighting to try and get points for the Renault car. It's going to be so tough, especially on Ultimate AI. I can't believe Ultimate AI is actually a thing now, because before with Legend AI on F1 2015, it was a bit too easy. I don't know whether you saw later in my Raikkonen career mode, it was sort of I had to stop playing the game for like 3-4 months for the AI to stay competitive with me, but even then it didn't really take. It took less than a week to get back to being massively quicker than him. But Bottas now trying to go up our inside. We've got faster cars behind us that have pretty poor qualifying, such as the Force Indias and Bottas. So P14 and P13 is pretty good for the Renault, but we are, I'll be so surprised if we both manage to keep these sort of positions going into the race. But coming through lap 2, Bottas still right onto the back of us, and we just have to try and stay with the train in front of us, because if any people drop out of this race with safety car or anything, then we're definitely going to need to jump on that. But as you can see, lap 9, a few cars have come into the pits. We're still on the soft tyre. Button is right behind us. Magnussen is in P10. Button goes right round the outside, so even the Honda engine of Jenson Button has somehow managed to get past us in this Renault car. So something really wasn't working. Maybe it's because I had 11-10 wings, something like that. Like, I had no clue what to do with the setup for this track, because for me personally, the F1 2015 setups just didn't work. Maybe because it's a mix of Renault and a new game, but they just did not work at all. But we're going to come into the pits now on lap 9. They did want us to come in lap 11, but we started losing so much time to even our own teammates, so I felt the need to come into the pits. Of course, manual pit entry there, really rusty with that. Going to have to get used to that throughout the season, because I've raced far too early through there, but better to be safe than sorry. So we come into the pits, super soft tyres fitting the car, I can't read that. You guys will let me know what that says. I can't actually read that, 2.6 seconds is that? So a pretty decent pit stop. It's in the 2-second mark. So coming out on a set of super soft tyres. Now, there was actually an issue, I think, with this tyre bit, because I don't know how many soft tyres I had, but they wouldn't let me go on another set of soft tyres, which is what I wanted to do. I know I also ballsed it up again by not even checking the race strategy at the start of the race, so yeah, I kind of shot myself in the foot this race, but the super soft tyre allowed us to get a pretty good undercut on a few of the cars that came in. We are in P16, but I do believe there are a couple cars ahead that haven't stopped, so pretty decent. We're still ahead of Hulkenberg. Everyone else is on the medium tyre right now, and we're on the super soft, so most of the field either has gone on soft then medium, and then I've gone on to soft and super soft, so I've definitely got to do one more pit stop, and lap 16 is that lap where we come into the pits for our pit stop. We were in P12 before we came into the pits as well, so losing out on these positions, super soft tyre probably wasn't the strategy to go for. I assumed everyone else was going to pop on that tyre at some point, but as you'll see later on in the race, it doesn't quite turn out to be the case. So down in P16, our teammate Kevin Magnussen is in P15, and he's got a pretty sizable gap to us ahead, so we're coming out in P17, I think that is, in our Renault. So we're in the position we were at the end we were at the end of turn 1, I believe. So it's been a really poor race for us, pretty much. I've screwed myself over with strategy, but as you can see now, lap 22, it started to rain. So I think what might have happened, if it didn't rain, I think everyone was going to come in for a set of super soft tyres, because everyone came in quite early to fit the set of medium tyres. So I think they were going to do one more stint, but it started raining, so we basically did an extra pit stop over everyone else. So yeah, now we're struggling on the medium tyre. We're going to come in for intermediates, and it probably looks like, if we can even hold off Perez, who's still somehow down in 18th, and look at that, we were so cautious coming into the pit entry. Yeah, probably looks like P17 is the most we're going to get. As you can see, Verline's already out on the intermediate tyre, so the manner of Verline is still ahead of us. So a really poor race for me. A really poor first race, and I've cut so much out because there just wasn't anything happening. I wasn't catching anyone. There are a few guys behind us as well. Lap 24 though, we come on to, and as you can see, we've got blue flags. Didn't see that very often in any career mode I ever did, getting lapped by the AI, but you know, Lewis Hamilton, he goes through for whatever lap time he does, probably something we could dream of in the Renault. But as you can see, we actually carried more speed into turn 1 than Lewis Hamilton, and this is Ultimate AI, so not really too sure what happened there. Maybe Hamilton, just because he went for the overtake, just being a bit cautious into turn 1. But we cut on to lap 27, and again we're getting blue flags. This time it's the Mercedes of Nico Rosberg, so both Mercedes going to lap us in this race, and that is so painful to hear me say, because Kimi Räikkönen, obviously in that career mode 2015, we were the championship team. Renault, we're not. We're nowhere near it. I so underestimated the Renault car to start with, and also Ultimate AI. I really did. So, but I'm not complaining. I absolutely love it. I think finally to have that challenge of actually sort of fighting in a position where that car is, rather than seeing like people battling a McLaren Honda up into P5, P4. You know, I don't like that. I actually like the fact that this Renault is fighting to stay P17. I like that. And it will be so much more rewarding when you actually do get this car up to a points position to start with, and then, you know, developing throughout many seasons to actually maybe get podiums or race wins. I think that'll just be so damn cool. So this is why I'm going to absolutely love this career mode. Now, you know, Sebastian Vettel goes past us as well, so we're talking miles ahead at this point to even think about getting points or, you know, podiums, race wins, regular top 5s. At the moment, we're in P17, being chased down by Sergio Perez and a Force India who's in P18. So really not sure what's happened to Force India, because they've got a decent car this year, but, you know, seem to be struggling this race. But because we've been lapped, we are on our final lap now. Thank God, I was thinking at this point, this Renault was handling like an absolute banana boat. It was so bad, honestly. Just the car itself, it really was bad. Lewis Hamilton comes across the line to win his first race of 2016 and the first race of F1 2016. Meanwhile, contrasting for us, P17 in our rookie season in Formula 1. Still a lot of work to get this Renault up into the points. As you can see, Kevin Magnussen finished in 14th position. So really happy I chose him as a teammate because I feel like he's someone that will get the best out of the car. But yeah, that's been it for this first episode, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. Also subscribe around here for more F1 2016 content and obviously this Renault career, which hoping to span over many careers. But yeah, that's been it for this video, guys. And until next time, take care.